You know, we're a film crew from France.
From France?
Yeah, we're just doing a survey on water and the usage of water in Soweto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we're aware that you guys don't have prepaid meters, so we'd like to compare you guys
those
and
guys.
yes, and how you use your water.
But maybe we'd like to speak with the household of the house. The owner.
Householder?
Yeah.
It's my grandmother.
Yeah,
But she can't understand English.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Are you happy with that?
Decide today for the sake of equipment, I guess.
Excuse me.
I'm saying we'll sit this side of the table, not that side.
Yes. Yes. If you could go to.
It's not on yet, right? It's not on.
It's not.
On.
Yes, he's filming.
It's filling.
Yes. So we're still alive, so we can go on.
So I was waiting for that moment when you say 5, 4, 3.
You want that? If you want, we can do it.
Okay.
Financé par l'Agence française de développement, le projet a pour objectif de remplacer l'ensemble du réseau secondaire à Soweto et d'installer dans chaque foyer un nouveau compteur. Mais il a subi 3 procès, de très nombreuses déconnexions et s'est arrêté pendant 2 ans. Que s'est-il passé? Pourquoi un projet techniquement simple a suscité autant de débats, de heurts, de frictions et de questions? A-t-il échoué ou réussi? Quelles sont les implications politiques, sociales et économiques? Soweto est le leader et le symbole de la révolution anti-apartheid. Dans les années 70, les résidents des townships refusent de payer les services à l'État, eau, électricité, loyer. L'objectif presque atteint est de mettre le gouvernement ségrégationniste en banqueroute. L'exemple sera ensuite suivi par toutes les townships sud-africaines et durera officiellement jusqu'à la fin du régime de l'apartheid.
That is the man who the world has been waiting to see. His first public appearance in nearly 3 decades. A free man taking his first steps into a new South Africa.
Nelson Mandela arrive au pouvoir en 1994 et une nouvelle constitution est rédigée. Pour le leader charismatique, l'accès aux services, eau, logement, est une priorité. Le droit à l'eau est alors inscrit dans la Constitution. Dans la mesure de ses moyens, l'État a l'obligation de fournir de l'eau à tous ses citoyens.
Après 1994 et la fin de l'apartheid, le premier défi, c'était évidemment de réintégrer les populations noires dans la société, de les sortir de la pauvreté, et de leur permettre d'accéder aux services de base, le logement décent, l'éducation, la santé, l'électricité, l'eau. C'est une des priorités du gouvernement sud-africain et en termes politiques, du coup, c'est pour nous un instrument important puisque nous répondons à la demande des autorités sud-africaines au plus haut niveau.
À la fin du régime de l'apartheid, ce que demande le gouvernement français est d'intervenir en Afrique du Sud où nous n'avions jamais travaillé pour monter une contribution à l'amélioration des conditions des populations historiquement défavorisées. C'est pour ça que le programme Eau Soweto était une bonne entrée, puisqu'elle conjuguait une approche géographique et une approche thématique et sectorielle qui était extrêmement ciblée.
Quelques années plus tard, le droit à l'eau constitutionnel devient une réalité. Dans les bidonvilles, l'eau est totalement gratuite. Un accès doit être installé tous les 200 mètres. Pour les maisons individuelles qui ont un accès privatif à l'eau, la loi oblige désormais chaque municipalité à fournir 6 mètres cubes d'eau gratuite par mois. L'eau consommée en plus est facturée. Mais, hérité de l'époque de l'apartheid, l'habitude de non-paiement a perduré à Soweto. Seulement une famille sur 6 s'acquitte du paiement de l'eau consommée en plus des premiers 6 mètres cubes gratuits.
There were 3 main things to be done as part of the project. The first one was infrastructure upgrade and rehabilitation. In other words, replacing old pipes that were perforated and leaking quite badly.
Secondly, we went into the properties of each and every household that we were putting some intervention to do some internal plumbing.
The third component then was to put in a prepaid meter to make sure that from that point on, the people on that property would be able to measure the water that they use and pay for it.
Le projet démarre en 2005. C'est un chantier de grande taille. La superficie de Soweto est égale à celle de Paris. La totalité du réseau secondaire est remplacée sur près de 200 km de tuyaux. 7 entreprises sud-africaines vont réaliser ces travaux. En second lieu, le remplacement des plomberies privatives va être essentiellement réalisé par des résidents de Soweto formés par le projet. Environ 1000 personnes. Troisièmement, l'installation de compteurs à prépaiement. Chacun des 170 000 foyers de Soweto se verra proposer un compteur à prépaiement en échange de l'annulation de leur dette d'eau sur 3 ans et la réparation totale de leur plomberie privative. C'est la première fois que ce type de compteur est installé à cette échelle.
The meter works with the token. This token is the customer key to control the meter, to check on the meter for credit, for any consumptions, how much water did you consume for a month, or when you want to buy water, you must use the token. It's the same as this one.
Enfin, un important travail de sensibilisation et de communication doit être effectué auprès de la population autour du paiement de l'eau et de sa conservation.
So sizomele size soconvince abantu ukuthi ama-meter are-important ukuthi amanzi mancane vele la eSouth Africa. So ngizonidivide each person ukuthi uzoyenza 25 per house a day yangithi. So ngifuna ukuthi sisebenzisaneni kahle, sibaconvince abantu ezisifundile laphayana and then sihloniphaneni. Niba-explainele yonke into ukuthi size ngani.
La municipalité ouvre tous les fronts en même temps. Elle se donne un temps assez court, 5 ans, pour réaliser l'ensemble des programmes. Depuis la fin de l'apartheid, la township a profondément changé de visage. L'un des plus grands centres commerciaux d'Afrique y a trouvé une clientèle, parmi la classe moyenne qui s'est développée ces dernières années. Mais, sur le million d'habitants, ils sont peu nombreux à avoir attrapé le train de la croissance. Et les différences sociales se sont creusées avec des écarts de revenus qui vont de 1 à 10.
My name is Thulani Anganiso. I was born Eastern Cape. I was traveling here according for the work, you understand. and therefore I have to start to get my own room. First, you must buy a bed, ne? And buy this bedroom, ne? Yes. And number two, I don't have a wardrobe, wardrobe, ne? At least my suitcase, and use some old boxes, you understand, something like that, Eric. Some blankets, and one bath for wash myself, for drinking, for my washing my clothes, for cooking, and wash myself. But I must make sure I must not use more than 100 liters per day.
This is house number 5034, Deep Kloof, Zone 5. My mother and my father owned this house until in 2000 and from 1960.
Overseas.
My parents never paid water. I don't remember telling us that they are going to pay water this month. It was just free, to be honest. It was just free, as it is now, although we are supposed to pay. We've got 2 taps, one in the house and the one outside. We don't have a shower, we don't have a bathroom, but we don't have a problem with that for now.
When I first moved in, it was just an ordinary 3-bedroom and a dining room. So I had to add a sitting room, add the garage, add the extra bathroom on the other side, extend all the bedrooms and the kitchen a little bit, and then put some new extra windows for the light. Yeah, yes, the meter. This is the meter. Yeah, so that's where you see the numbers. Now, since I've been staying here, nobody has ever checked this thing. I'm now staying here for about 15 years. Nobody has ever checked this thing since I've been staying here.
Au départ du projet, héritage de l'apartheid, tous les foyers sont facturés forfaitairement sur une consommation estimée de 20 mètres cubes par mois. Or, la consommation réelle est de 60 mètres cubes. Les pertes techniques et commerciales, dues à la fois au réseau usagé et à la sous-facturation, sont estimées à 37%. Soweto dépend de la circonscription de Johannesburg. La capitale économique du pays compte officieusement entre 5 à 6 millions d'habitants. C'est l'or qui a créé Johannesburg. C'est pour les mines d'or découvertes au XIXe siècle que des millions de travailleurs noirs ont été déplacés de tout le pays vers la périphérie de la ville. C'est le métal jaune qui a créé le cœur de cette ville moderne et riche, autrefois réservée aux Blancs. Mais il n'y a aucune source d'eau à Johannesburg, ni nappe, ni fleuve.
The investigations and reports that have been done are saying that we could be facing a water shortage by year 2013. So it's just so soon. It's if we don't do anything, indeed we're gonna face a crisis. So we have to do something.
La priorité de l'État sud-africain est de contrôler et de limiter la consommation d'eau. Le projet à Soweto s'inscrit dans cette politique nationale et il est mis en œuvre par Johannesburg Water.
I actually operate at mostly strategic level. It is my primary role to actually develop strategy for the entity.
About 60 people. I think there are more now.
Okay, Johannesburg Water is a municipal-owned entity, and its main objective is to provide water and sanitation services through infrastructure development. We're also responsible for ensuring that the residents of the city have access to these services.
Johannesburg Water est créé en 2001. La ville est l'unique actionnaire. Mais la nouvelle entité est fortement déficitaire. La municipalité lui fixe 2 objectifs: réduire les pertes et atteindre l'équilibre financier.
By 2003, there was a loss of about 440 million rand. And then, of course, there was the realization that we couldn't continue on the same basis, and something urgent needed to be done.
We identified Soweto as an area where the unaccounted for water was very high. So we had to actually come up with a program that will ensure that we rehabilitate the infrastructure and we improve the billing and make sure that water is affordable.
Le coût du projet est estimé à 80 millions d'euros. En 2005, l'Agence française de développement est sollicitée pour un prêt de 40 millions d'euros qui servira la première moitié du projet. Avec ce financement, l'AFD perçoit l'opportunité de renforcer son implantation en Afrique du Sud.
L'Afrique du Sud refusait d'emprunter en tant qu'État. Et donc, d'emblée, nous devions mener une politique en faveur d'un pays, d'une nation, sans pouvoir avoir accès au dialogue et à la relation financière avec l'État lui-même. Et donc, il fallait s'intéresser aux collectivités locales, il fallait s'intéresser au secteur privé, il fallait s'intéresser au monde associatif, mais pas à l'État.
Alors pourquoi Johannesburg Water? Comment est-ce qu'on a identifié Johannesburg Water? Tout simplement parce que c'est l'entité dont Johannesburg a favorisé la création pour gérer le système de l'eau. Et nous sommes arrivés à un moment où Johannesburg Water en était pas à ses premiers pas, mais commençait à s'émanciper techniquement et financièrement de la ville de Johannesburg. Et on s'est dit que c'était un bon moment pour les accompagner dans une opération qui était intéressante pour la structuration de Johannesburg Water elle-même.
Page 8, page 9, and page 10.
À cette époque, en 2005, Johannesburg Water est l'une des toutes premières structures de services municipaux à chercher à s'émanciper de la tutelle de la ville. Elle gère déjà une partie de la clientèle.
Le fait d'aider Johannesburg Water à monter en rentabilité plus vite et à acquérir son autonomie financière, c'était et je crois, ça reste aujourd'hui un argument pour intervenir vis-à-vis de Johannesburg Water, qui est une belle société, une belle initiative globalement, qu'il faut être soutenu. Donc c'est vrai que l'approche a été largement financière, oui. L'approche a été largement financière et peut-être moins technique.
The development of the project and the strategy was crafted by Johannesburg Water. There isn't anywhere in the project where AFD came and influenced a decision. It was all purely the decision by Johannesburg Water in terms of how we implement the project and how we're going to implement the project.
Okay, you can follow.
Le prêt de l'AFD est décaissé en 2006. Johannesburg Water a déjà commencé les travaux quelques mois auparavant.
You can see we've closed the tap, but it's still leaking. We need to leave this house with a leak free. So now we also have to change it, put here a new brass tap.
You are free go ka nna wa o kenya se o se batlang. Then re tlo bua le wena ganya.
We've employed 11 people from within this area of Soweto who are going to be doing the practical job on the ground. So these people have been employed from Soweto. We're not getting anybody from outside. We as a main contractor we finance the training of these plumbers. The process is still ongoing because they are still training even today.
Previously, the contractor and the SMMEs were more concerned about production but sacrificing quality. That's why we had lots of problems coming to site. But now we've made sure that everything is done accordingly. Sharp.
Un compteur à prépaiement est implanté dans chacune des 170 000 maisons. Ces nouveaux types de compteurs n'ont jamais été installés à cette échelle en Afrique du Sud, ni dans aucun autre pays. Ils sont conçus et fabriqués par une entreprise sud-africaine.
When we started the project, we supplied them with a meter whereby a user will get the free basic water at the beginning of the month, of which they were given 6,000 liters. And after the 6,000 liters is finished, what the meter will do, it will cut off, and the user will be required to buy more credit so that he can have access to water again. We need to understand that when we went into Soweto on this project, there was a culture of non-payment. And coming up with a project to say, now you need to start paying, it's a completely different approach. Not only the technology, but just the culture to say, as from today, you will now need to start paying for water.
Avec les compteurs à prépaiement, les résidents passent d'une eau abondante et qu'ils payaient très rarement à un système restrictif où l'eau peut être coupée nette sans négociation possible. Comment s'est déroulée l'implantation? Comment les résidents ont-ils reçu ce changement?
The Anti-Privatization Forum, first of all, is a collection of community organizations. And our main objectives from the very beginning were to oppose the privatization of public services. When we sat down with Johannesburg Water to get an explanation for the project and we found out what it was about, we were told, and the community was told, that Operation Mnimanzi was a project to replace aging infrastructure, water infrastructure, to lay new pipes and to basically make things better. We were not told at that point that there was going to be an implementation of prepaid water meters. What we were told was everybody will benefit, it's new infrastructure, new pipes will be laid, we'll let less water leakages, and this is what the project is about, is to conserve and save water and to make Soweto better in terms of its water.
We're not offered a choice. You had to accept a prepaid meter because this is the policy decision that was taken by the city to implement prepaid meters. So there was no choice offered at that point.
Our immediate response was to engage Johannesburg Water. We wanted to find out what was going on. Could we sit down and talk about this and come to some kind of agreement about a proper process? Because nobody knew exactly what the Operation Mnimanzi was about, necessarily.
How much resistance did we get from the crowd? It was just a small group, and it was not social resistance. It was actually political resistance. Okay, so I think we as a water service provider had to look at it from the business and the service delivery context, and the politicians had to address the political aspect.
It had nothing to do necessarily with Operation Mnimanzi. It was because the Anti-Privatization Forum was already by that time considered to be a political organization that government did not like. It's the anti-privatization forum. They are radicals. They're people that are on the other side. We don't like them. We don't want to deal with them. So I think it was politically informed from the beginning.
En juillet 2006, soutenus par des ONG, 5 résidents d'un quartier de Soweto envoient la ville de Johannesburg devant le tribunal.
The demands were really about finding the free basic water policy unreasonable because it was insufficient to cover large households, and for prepayment water meters to be declared unlawful and unconstitutional.
Certainly resistance that will take us by surprise, because I don't think the city anticipated a court case out of this. We didn't see it coming.
L'AFD n'a pas été attaquée, il n'y a pas eu de risque d'image. Il y aurait pu y en avoir, hein. On aurait pu apparaître dans les journaux, mais en fait, nous avons été considérés comme ce que nous étions, c'est-à-dire un financier qui appuyait une initiative qui venait de la part de la ville de Johannesburg, qui venait de la part de Johannesburg Water, et non pas une position imposée, en aucun cas d'ailleurs, par un bailleur de fonds.
Le premier jugement donne raison aux plaignants. La quantité d'eau gratuite n'est pas suffisante et le compteur à prépaiement est déclaré discriminant envers les plus pauvres.
Judge Tsoka saw it, and we felt that he very appropriately balanced all the legal questions and came out with a very, very good judgment. So there was widespread jubilation. We were happy, the community was happy, the APF was happy.
One of the first things that happened is obviously political outrage. Nobody would want to be associated with the project that basically discriminates against the poor. So there were reputation issues to be managed around it.
In that same week, we saw the water losses going up because we track water losses on a day-to-day basis. Same week the judgment was made, our water losses were going down. In the same week, then they turned and faced south.
La procédure judiciaire dure plus de 3 ans et se passe en 3 étapes. La dernière a lieu au sein de la plus haute instance juridique du pays, la Cour constitutionnelle.
The first question is whether do the legislation contemplate the use of prepaid meters? Now, I think there's something to be said for the view that it does.
En octobre 2009, elle juge que le projet n'est pas contraire à la Constitution, car nulle part, il n'est dit quel mode de paiement doit être implanté. D'autre part, la Cour constitutionnelle prend également en compte les modifications que Johannesburg Water a apportées au projet après les 2 premiers procès.
So that they may not be part of a metered full pressure service.
The Constitutional Court judgment was much more conservative than even the Supreme Court of Appeal judgment, which is quite rare in South Africa and in the relationship between the Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court. So we were shocked. We're still in a state of disbelief about it.
So our attitude has been that it vindicates us in terms of an approach. It says we were not being discriminatory. This was a result of a well-thought-through process that was in the interest of the city, and it helps. But it doesn't win us the battle on the ground. That we still have to be able, we have to be prepared to walk hand in hand with our consumers on.
La contestation, très médiatisée, et les procès ont eu un effet immédiat sur les résidents. Près de la moitié des compteurs qui avaient été installés ont été déconnectés.
So this is my prepaid meter, which was taken out because I bought water and for 10 rands it didn't last.
This is where I put it.
Au cours de la même période, dans l'attente de la fin de la procédure, les travaux s'arrêtent progressivement, quartier par quartier. Le projet est gelé pendant 2 ans.
We needed to pay contractors in the order of about 90 million rand as a result of having to suspend or cancel contracts as a result of the suspension. And then, of course, the all-important question or message of water conservation has now been lost.
Dès le départ des travaux, en 2005, l'opération de communication a été lancée dans la township.
Angeke silokhu sibheke lezo zinto lezo kuzokhishwa nje imitha kufakwe enye kuphela uyabona but if bongabridgeanga lekweletu zakho za before zizokhanselwa zonke total.
Ce travail sur le terrain aurait-il pu contrebalancer les effets négatifs du processus judiciaire? Les élus locaux ont été au cœur de la consultation. Au contact avec la population, ces councillors ont pour mission d'expliquer les politiques de la ville aux citoyens et de faire remonter leurs doléances vers les sphères du pouvoir.
Viva 136, viva! Viva! Viva 136, viva! Viva! Hawu, siyabonga. Njengoba nazi ukuthi phambilini amabhunu bewasibeke kule ndawo ukuthi ama-dormitory. La abantu bazohlala khona bese bayosebenza nabasuka lapho baye emakhaya. Ngeshwa-ke labo bantu. Akwenzakalanga lokho, sila sihleli. Ngaloko-ke amabhunu enza ama-pipe, ama-diameter lawa aba mancane. Angithi kungako-ke njalo nje sithola ukuthi kugeleza amanzi ey'tradini ngoba besta lama-pipe lawo. So lento egcina amanzi zama ukulungisa zona lezo inkinga ezinjengalezo. Kukini-ke manje ukuthi uma igcina amanzi ikhuluma nibabuze imibuzo. Nibuze nokuthi le inkinga lezi ezenzeke phambilini bazozilungisa kanjani.
The councillors are going to be appointed by the political party. They're not going to be appointed by the people. So what does that do to their function? Who are they trying to please? Then the second question is, what can the councillors do? What powers do they have? What ability do they have to change things?
Saturday and Sunday, after nangasina months, every day Saturday and Sunday ne holiday. And amaphekopisi ethu akhola bataphuma kancane. Ebusuku masilela abantu asaza ubani bafike lapho bakhiphe lo mpompi or bavala amanzi ngaphandle. Since sibonakala uvuke kusena awuna amanzi wena.
So ngithi inkinga ezifana nalezi mangabe zikhona with reference numbers ngicela ukuzithatha so that when you invite me again ku public meeting ngisho or wena ungifakazele ukuthi kwathatha isikhathi esingakanani ukuthi icazululwe emva kokuthi uyinikele ngakithi. Angazi ukuthi inkinga ikuphi ngoba ngiyaqala ukuzwa ukuthi kunenkinga enjalo.
What was missing in that implementation, which is the fact that you got information, but because we were running in parallel with the actual technical implementation already, even if you could come across problems, you couldn't decide, wait a minute, let's stop on the other side, which is what gave people the sense that we were just ignoring them and going ahead anyway. That was the problem.
I don't believe that we actually spent a lot of time in terms of gaining a common understanding of what this whole issue is all about. It was seen as a technical intervention, and it probably was seen as something that was imposed on the people.
So bengicela ukuthi siphakame sicela futhi ubaba sivalele.
Baba uNkulunkulu singene ngawe Nkosi. Sizawuphuma ngawe sizivile zonke into ezithethwayo into ebalulekileyo ebomini bethu. Amanzi Thixo abawusomandla engcwele. Siyawucela ke Nkosi nakulo nyaka ukuthi imvula zakho mazine ngokwaneleyo Nkosi singabantu zeleki ngelo gama elinamandla likaYesu Kristu Nkosi yethu. Amen.
La position des councillors, censés porter la voix de la population, est équivoque. Et les travaux avaient déjà commencé. Finalement, la ville n'offrait pas beaucoup de possibilités d'adaptation du projet aux avis et aux doléances des résidents. Le processus n'a sans doute pas permis l'appropriation du projet par la population. À ce jour, aucune étude n'a été menée sur l'impact réel de ce changement sur les résidents. En théorie, ils payent l'eau moins cher qu'avant-projet, mais dans les faits, pour l'immense majorité d'entre eux, ils passent d'une situation de non-paiement à celle de paiement. Ont-ils tous les moyens? Est-ce qu'ils changent leur mode de consommation? Sont-ils en restriction d'eau ou en meilleure gestion?
Recently, there's no water, and then when you go and buy it, it doesn't appear from the meter. So we didn't know whether the problem is from the meter or what. But I think definitely that the problem is from the meter.
Can you buy food with 1,000? Buy water with 1,000? Pay electricity with 1,000? 1,000? How much is electricity? How much is water? What about food? What about clothes? Nothing.
Water prepaid meters. Hey, I need water, whatever, whether it's prepaid or not. But it's working for me. It is working for me.
More restrictions, more restriction. Because when women do washings, you know, they used to leave the tap open, but now we can't do that because it's really expensive.
For instance, I think it matters to pay because it helps us to get the clean water. Then whatever, maybe if there's a storage blockage, you can call the Rand Water to come and fix the water for us. Everything they do, they need to use maybe petrol to drive to where we are, so it needs money. So also for us, it also makes us to make our country a much better country because if you don't pay for services, there won't be service delivered. So if you pay for services, it's better, the services can be improved and much better.
We don't mind to be responsible. That's why I said each and every person don't mind to pay for services as long as they can have jobs. The problem is we all don't have jobs. We are unemployed.
Go,
Kunenkinga impela ngoba if ungaflashi liya block toilet. Angithi nabantwana baye toilet lifike liblock toilet. Ngoba manje amanzi sokufuna mhlawumbe uthathe lawe washanganyana noma lakade ugeza ngawo ubuso uwabekelele ukuthi uthele toilet ungasawachithi nje drainini. Manje yabona ikhona inkinga kanjalo. And kuzohlala sekunuka impukane ziyadlalela lapha. Ziyabuya zizendlini zisifakela amagciwane. Manje sinaleyo nkinga.
À la fin de la première partie du projet financé par l'AFD, Johannesburg Water estime que les résultats sont positifs. D'abord techniquement. Plus de 100 km du réseau secondaire ont été entièrement rénovés et environ 100 000 foyers ont été équipés de compteurs après paiement. Et, même si la moitié de ces compteurs ont été déconnectés par les usagers, Johannesburg Water a déjà réalisé une économie de 15% sur l'eau distribuée à Soweto.
After rolling out almost 99,000 meters on the ground, we were standing at about 31% unaccounted water, moving from 40 to 31%, which is quite an achievement.
So we believe that the savings generated will be able to cover the cost of the project. And then, of course, there'll be the savings going forward thereafter.
À la fin du premier prêt, l'AFD dresse également un bilan en vue d'un nouveau prêt pour la seconde partie des travaux.
Donc en fin d'année, Johannesburg Water va perdre tous ses clients qu'elle gérait en direct. Tout revient à un seul et unique système de facturation qui sera géré par la municipalité. On ne peut que le regretter parce que ça introduit en fait une dichotomie entre une structure institutionnelle qui aujourd'hui n'est plus très cohérente. Il n'est pas dommageable pour le projet qui repose essentiellement sur l'économie que l'on va réaliser sur la ressource en eau. Donc on a pu vérifier déjà qu'on avait des gains potentiels énormes, mais qui n'étaient pas tout à fait à la hauteur de ce qu'espérait obtenir Johannesburg Water. On s'est rendu compte qu'il y avait toujours une très forte opposition des habitants des townships à payer les services, que ce soit de l'eau, l'électricité ou le reste. Au final, l'installation des compteurs chez les gens, en particulier après paiement, c'est aussi pour essayer de restructurer, je dirais, le tissu social de Soweto pour rendre les gens un petit peu plus responsables. La rentabilité financière du projet n'a jamais été véritablement analysée par Johannesburg Water, même si le projet reste quand même rentable, mais pas autant que Johannesburg Water l'avait espéré. Nous sommes confrontés à des sociétés d'eau partout dans le monde qui sont exsangues financièrement et donc qui ne peuvent pas assurer le service. Donc cet élément de financement, c'est aussi un élément, enfin une pierre apportée à un édifice qui tenait la route, qui était bien construit au niveau de Johannesburg Water. Et c'est bien pour ça que nous avons lancé la deuxième phase de Soweto pour justement compléter le travail qui avait été réalisé dans la première étape.
L'intervention de l'AFD pose la question du rôle du bailleur. Peut-il être financièrement impliqué dans un projet sans être redevable du projet lui-même ? En 2010, l'AFD accorde un nouveau prêt de 56 millions d'euros pour la deuxième et dernière partie du projet. Celui-ci démarre la même année, en 2010, mais il a considérablement évolué. La ville de Johannesburg a intégré certaines propositions provenant des opposants.
We realized that as a result of this case and the struggles that had taken place over many, many periods of years, the policies of Johannesburg Water and the city of Joburg had already begun to change and had in fact incorporated some of the demands and some of the things that we had said in the first place. So it wasn't a total, we might have lost a little bit on the legal front to set a law in place, which we would have desired. But on the practical front, on the ground, things were being changed. In other words, Joburg Water was beginning to implement more free basic water, was beginning to say, yes, people could have choices and other things. Many of the positions we took.
We are comfortable that we're actually providing the level of free basic water is actually the highest, probably the highest in the country. In fact, because we actually moved from 6 to about 10, and all over and above that, we had come up with an extended social package, which was now focusing on those who cannot afford. Bearing in mind, I mean, the free basic water it's universally provided. So that is how we address that.
Désormais, il n'y a plus de coupure nette et brutale pour les usagers qui ne peuvent pas payer, et plus d'importance est accordée au traitement social. Le compteur à prépaiement a perdu en partie son aspect restrictif.
Yeah, so now maybe it's about to bypass.
No, just make a note right now on that phone.
Au printemps 2010, ces changements effectués, les animateurs retournent sur le terrain pour présenter les modifications.
And then we have new programs that we are going to install to our new meters. If your meter is not bypassed, we are going to install a software. Number
1078.
1078.
Ha ile gore dintho le etsa ntho tse right mo locationeng go tla ba right, but if ever
ntho e le etsang e tla lwantsha batho le nna ke kena gona mo groupong e lwanang because re dula ka o fela nka se etse ke le one and nka se gane ke le one I never ke le kobe ke rai le ska kena ke batle nix because ba bang ha ba dumetse o bona gore re supporta batho ka bongata yeah
but not like the way not this easing as a worker as mhlali wa hao ke bona ile much better yeah because you know hore you never have water o safare ka metsi anymore
yeah more like no problem
ayikho nje into etshintshayo sifaka si-introduce le i-program le entsha angithi ekuqaleni kwakuyigcina amanzi khona but kunale program le entsha esizolungisa
maybe it's going to be worse than yona maybe it's going to be worse itoba worse than eyagcina amanzi
angeke zibe wesko yabona gogo le ezongena manje
why
le ezongena manje engcono ukudlula
lisho njalo wabona mali lisi interview lisho njalo one way nalaba abakuqala bathe kuzoba easy mama kube smooth bathole mina futhi bathole mina
Bengalita simpandi malenini Soweto ulang phuma khona Soweto ulang phuma khona Soweto ulang phuma khona Soweto ulang phuma khona ni Bengalita simpandi.
L'Afrique du Sud fait partie des 30 pays les plus secs au monde. Toutes les grandes villes d'Afrique du Sud, comme Durban ou Cape Town, font face aux mêmes problèmes de ressources et de gaspillage de l'eau. Pour la ville de Johannesburg, le projet fait figure de test d'une nouvelle approche en vue de son développement sur une plus grande échelle.
The point that needs to be made is that this project is going to be implemented across the city.
We are going to invest money and make sure that we go to other areas so that this is not seen as a Soweto program.
But of course, it will be hard, to just, expect people to just accept, like that. People have to put a lot of education, raising awareness, let the people buy in.
Le gaspillage de l'eau et la rareté des ressources ont certainement rendu ce projet indispensable. Et celui-ci permet déjà à la ville de Johannesburg de faire des économies d'eau essentielles. Mais Johannesburg Water a privilégié la solution technique, notamment avec les compteurs après paiement, alors que le problème était en grande partie comportemental. Les résidents auraient sans doute eu besoin de plus de temps, de plus d'écoute, pour accepter de nouvelles contraintes sur leurs habitudes quotidiennes.
We have made several requests to petitions and stuff and so on, but nothing has happened. The only answer that we got at the time, it was because they were still constructing extension 4 and the last extension SCAP. That is why there was this problem. But that construction or development of such houses has been completed, but the problem remains because people are saying mostly prepaid meters here. So they do not understand why sometimes they don't have water when they actually buy water. So this is the challenge that we're having. And we hope you're coming here.
Thanks for giving us the information, okay? We look into it. We started discussing it anyway, but it'll come back, okay?
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Bob. Sure.
One of the greatest learnings for us out of this project is to move away from the corner that we were painted into, that we allowed ourselves to be painted into, of making this project about the prepaid meter. It never was about the prepaid meter.
We don't need to take shortcuts, and we need to ensure that there's complete buy-in, at a community level, because then you're gonna be risking the project again.
there's a lot of lessons for people to learn about the real nature of water management and distribution. And this case has shown that actually it's not so much a question of pure 1 + 1 = 2. It's not a question of the sums. It's a question of political decisions and developmental priorities in making South Africa more equal. And this case and the story has reverberated around the world.
I really do believe that across the board, this has been a lesson that you do not allow things to reach the stage of litigation. Maybe that's my biggest lesson. You don't allow it to reach litigation because everyone lost.
I think the fact that Joburg Water went through a number of very good quality project managers in a very short space of time, I think is indicative of the complexity of this project. So again, the simple point is it takes time, it's very complex. Do not underestimate the risks, do not underestimate the challenges.
L'histoire de ce projet reflète aussi les nouveaux enjeux et les nouvelles structures politiques et sociales qui émergent dans cette nation en construction. Le projet a parfois mis en exergue les fragilités de la jeune société sud-africaine, notamment la très forte inégalité entre les riches et les pauvres. Mais il a également permis aux Sud-Africains de mieux saisir les problèmes de ressources et de gestion de l'eau.
So please, my face, don't show my face because look at it. She's tired. I'm really tired. No sleep. Straight. I did try to sleep. We were on the plane. Yeah. But we left on the first. So guys are here. We're talking about water. What's wrong with
No,
wasting?
No, but a project, water project.
Okay. That will be the good thing, because it will educate people to understand how important water is. Yeah. Because many people, they just waste water like nobody's business. I cherish water because I know I need water to survive. I need water to live. I can live without food, but with water, you cannot. I'm for water, saving water. Yeah.